Just trying to survive and learn to love along the way. By Foreplay on AO3. Episode 15, Chapter 15 of Classmates and Classrooms. Thursday morning sees Izuku drifting out of his room after a full night's sleep. He's feeling well rested and only slightly ill, doing much better than he was yesterday. He is determined to participate in all of his classes today, even if it means having to interact with All Might. He dressed in his uniform quickly after Shouta takes another look at his arm, finding the infection mostly cleared up. Hizashi helps him with his tie again before they're off, and Izuku hopes that Shinsou is already in class again. He'd helped him out so much yesterday when his classmates were bothering him. He'd only hoped he could do the same today. He told him so much yesterday, and is a little worried that Shinsou won't want to be his friend anymore. Izuku has a feeling that his classmates' questions aren't over with, and he could use the help he could get avoiding them. Midoriya, I am glad to see you in full uniform today. Ida is the only one in there, and Izuku prays that he doesn't want to talk. Thanks, Ida. The other boy opens his mouth as if to say something, but he seems to change his mind as he shuts his mouth just as quickly. Izuku sits down and sighs in relief, when Ida simply nods and returns to his work. Shinsou walks in next, slumping into his chair as he opens his mouth to speak, but he closes it just as quickly, eyes trained on something behind Izuku. He turns around just as Uraraka arrives at his desk. Hey, Deku-kun! I'm so sorry about being so pushy yesterday, but you have to understand that we were all worried about you. How about I take you for coffee after school, as an apology? He appreciates that she's apologizing. It's actually quite thoughtful of her, but Izuku really doesn't want to hang out after school. He's got enough on his mind as it is without worrying about what she wants to say to him. Although now that she's brought it up, he's gonna worry about it either way. Sorry, Uraraka. I have plans after school. Hopefully that will be enough to dissuade her. Aw, can't you reschedule, Deku? It's important. Apparently not. Sorry, I can't. She looks like she's going to argue more, but she glances behind him, and whatever she sees, make her turn around and leave. Izuku turns to look at Shinsou, but he just grins at him and gestures to the front of their class, where Shouta has arrived. Alright, class. You need to hand in your internship decision by the end of the day, so they can be informed, and you can leave for your respective locations on Sunday. Those of you staying in town will simply meet your pros at their preferred locations, while those of you leaving will need to figure out which train you'll be taking and let us know. The cost will be covered by the school as it counts as a school-sanctuated field trip. Anyone with a complete form may hand them in now. He holds his hand out expectantly, and Izuku is the first one to the front, placing the form in his guardian's hand with a small smile before rushing back to his seat. Izuku is pleased to see that most of his classmates are also handing in their forms, and Shouta starts his lecture as soon as Todoroki is back in his seat. Izuku keeps up with his first two classes, much better than yesterday. He actually stays conscious for one, and he even manages to take detailed notes on the topics. He doesn't even notice that the lunch bell rings until Shinsou is tapping him on the shoulder, an amused look on his face. Cafeteria today? I didn't bring a lunch. Sure, Shinsou, sounds good. And it does. Izuku thinks that nothing sounds better than a normal lunch with his friends. The normalcy lasts all the way until the last 15 minutes of lunch period, when Uraraka taps his shoulder, looking nervous. Can we talk, Deku? Goodbye, good mood. He has a feeling that this isn't going to go well. Sure, Uraraka, lead the way. Izuku follows her out of the loud cafeteria and down a few hallways until they find an empty one, and she stops. Listen, Deku, I just wanted to apologize further. I was being totally uncool. I was being so pushy when asking about your injuries, and I plan on chatting with Ida about it too. I am so sorry. Will you ever forgive me? Of course, Uraraka. I was just upset because it's so personal, but your apologizing means a lot. Uraraka looks like she's about to hug him, but something changes her mind, and she turns away, heading back towards the cafeteria. He follows at a much slower pace, retaking his seat next to Shinsou when he finally arrives. What was that about? Shinsou looks mildly concerned as he asks the question. She apologized. Seemed like she felt bad. Shinsou's eyebrows shot up, but the bell saves Izuku from having to discuss it more. When they arrive in the gym after changing into the hero costumes, Uraraka is already there, and she just shoots them one of her regular smiles before returning to her conversation with Asui. Any strangeness from the past couple days is gone. It seems like their friendship is slowly going back to normal. All Might's arrival drags him out of his thoughts, and he tunes in just in time to hear what his plans are for the class. They're doing battle trials again, just like their first class with All Might. Izuku ends up teaming with Kirishima as villains against Ashido and Kaminari as the heroes. They're given a few minutes to set up and strategize before the heroes can come into the building. Does Kaminari's electricity affect your hardening? No, why? Kirishima is giving him a suspicious look. We need to make sure he goes after you. He'll try to stop you using his electricity. If you could hold out long enough, he'll up the voltage and won't be able to stand it himself. Then you could time up and come help me with Ashido. I plan on distracting her long enough for either you to finish your part or for the time to go zero. Sounds good enough to me. Bomb going on the top floor? Yeah, how'd you know? Kirishima gives him a shark-like smile at that. Lucky guess. They act out their plan perfectly, Kaminari and Ashido acting just as they predicted they would. Aside from a few scraps and bruises he got while distracting Ashido, they make it on the top, scoring the only villain victory of the day. Izuku is just leaving the changing room with Kirishima discussing their trials excitedly when a loud voice interrupts them. Young Midoriya, could I have a moment to speak with you? No, he does not need this today. Or any day. Didn't Shouta tell him not to speak to him? I have to get to class, All Might. Nonsense. I'm sure young Kirishima can tell Aizawa where you are. Kirishima gives him a thoughtful frown before looking to the hero in front of them. Of course I can, All Might. Good luck, Midoriya. With that, Kirishima is gone, leaving Izuku alone with the #1 hero. The only thought that crosses his mind is how pissed Shouta is going to be when he hears about this. Oh, wow. Okay. So first we're going to talk about Uraraka. Sorry if you hear the children. They're currently right at my door. But first we're going to talk about Uraraka. Uraraka apologized. We love that. We love that Uraraka apologized. Uraraka redemption arc. We love that. So as I said last time, I think it was just Uraraka being concerned and not taking in consideration the harm that she could be doing. Thankfully, she has apologized, and let's hope that this behavior does not continue. Now on to the elephant into the room. All Might, you have been explicitly told that you are not allowed to talk to Izuku. Why are you doing that? It is... No. No, I don't care if you want to apologize. Unless, Izuku's guardians approve of that, right? Or Izuku himself approves of that. You are not allowed to do that, right? The whole thing of being like, hey, I literally can hear them. The whole thing of, the whole mentality of, I have the right to apologize to the person I hurt. No, you do not. You do not. If that person does not want to hear your apology, you fucking respect that. You hurt a person so deeply that they don't even want to hear from you. That's on you. You have to deal with that. That person does not have to listen to your apology. That is not something they have to do. All Might, I am going... you know what? I'm going to get my phone. I'm going to set an alarm. I'm going to put it in All Might's sleeping quarters. I'm going to grab Storm. I'm going to put Storm in there. And I'm going to see as Storm rips him to fucking shreds. Isn't that right, baby? Yeah, that's right. You're going to rip him to shreds? You're going to rip him to shreds. You're going to kill him. He's so adorable. He plots world murder. World destruction. World corruption. I'm pretty sure in that little head of his, he is the leader of all leaders. Isn't that right, my baby? He accidentally started a cult. I mean, I accidentally. We both started a cult. I'm the bishop, apparently. Not the bishop. I think it was the bishop, yeah. I'm the bishop, apparently. We haven't decided on popes. Anybody want to apply? Anyways, I'm really mad at All Might. Like, god damn it, All Might. Like, really? You had to do that? Like, no, you don't have to. I'm scared for the next one. The next chapter is called, let's see what the next chapter is called. I'm scared. Okay, of teachers and family. Summary. A long-awaited talk with the #1 hero. What is it that he so desperately wants to talk about that he can't wait? Notes. The only trigger warning I have today is All Might being an asshole. Fuck! Ugh! The only trigger warning I have is me killing All Might. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day and night. Yes, have a wonderful day and night. Links to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.